Well, hello, 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 and welcome back, everyone, once again, to Minecraft for our survival series. I am super excited to be back, as always. I'm having such a great time with this series, and I've been super glad to see the fact that a ton of other people have also been enjoying it a lot. I've been getting a huge amount of great feedback and support from everyone on YouTube, so I thank everyone tremendously for everything they provided for me in terms of support and helpful information. And I am forever grateful for that. We continue where we left off last with some upgrades that we've made to our living space, most notably the part that you cannot see, which is underground, our grand basement and furnace array. Now, I'm actually going to start this episode off by doing something that I noticed that I forgot to do in the last episode somehow. I completely missed it entirely. I'm sure if you read the comments of the last episode, you'll know what I'm about to do. There are 5 pieces of glowstone on this wall, and 3 on this one. So I'm going to take this moment right now to rectify that minor, but quite noticeable and annoying issue to me. So now, aside from this wall, which doesn't really have room for glowstone per se, the lighting in here is fairly symmetrical, which brings me a little bit of comfort at least. And wow, we are actually looking like we might just run out of our cooked pork chops that have so faithfully lasted us this long. Okay, so how about we start off this episode by establishing some goals that I've set for myself, which I've decided to do regularly now because it helps me A, have a motivation for the episode, and B, have something to work towards. Same sort of idea, really. But it gives me a concrete set of things that I need to do, which defines not only the episode's content, but the episode's length. And it's typically about the same, which I appreciate. I like the consistency of it, and it seems to produce a fairly consistent and enjoyable result for you all. So I will continue to do that. As for the ones I have written down today, I'll just look over at my notes. I have some ideas that I want to carry out. A lot of them more... What happened here? Did I not replace those? What happened? Oh well, whatever. Let's just harvest everything else while we're here. That didn't work at all. Regardless, I have some goals that I've set for myself. I'm excited for them, but a couple of them are just expanding on ideas that we've already carried out, but we'll see how it pans out. The first thing I wanted to do is based on the fact that, as you may or may not notice, in my hotbar, some of my tools are not doing so well. In fact, my sword and pickaxe look to be on their very last legs. So I think that we need to make new ones. And with that comes the added bonus of being able to enchant our new tools. Now, in that same regard, our enchanting table is great and it's working well, but I remember I read from somewhere. I don't quite recall where it was that I read it from, but I remember reading from somewhere. I think it was a comment on one of the earlier episodes in the series that if I place bookshelves around the enchantment table in a certain configuration, it will make it give me more powerful enchantments. And that sounds quite appealing to me. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, I know you can craft bookshelves using books and wood. I don't remember if we have books, though. I think we do, actually, because I do remember breaking down some bookshelves when we are hanging out in one of the distant villages. Yes, we do. We have quite a few books, actually. I'm just checking to make sure that that's, in fact, the only books we have. And it looks like that is so. I'm just going to put away all these, not the baked potato, we need that. Put away all these crops that we've gathered. And then get to constructing some bookshelves, why don't we? Another thing I'm now noticing is that we do not have enough diamonds to make both tools that we need to make. So, you know what that means. That means that we're going to have to do some good old-fashioned spelunking. I'll see how that goes when we get there, but for now, let's just try and make these bookshelves, why don't we? It looks like the maximum we're going to be able to make is 6, maybe 7, if I can find more planks. Yes. So I will take this time to make one more bookshelf, giving us a grand total of 7. Now, that also begs the question of... Wow, that was a little bit loud, my apologies. That also begs the question of if I want to leave the enchantment table up here, because I am aware of the configuration I have to do. I did look this up beforehand, and it would intrude on the window space that we have. So I'm debating whether or not we should place the enchantment table down here where it has more room. And I think that my answer to that is yes, we are going to do that. Because with all this space down here, allotted specifically for just working mostly, I think it would feel a lot more well placed down here. Oh, someone does not sound like they're having a good time up there. I think if we put it here, we should be able to build up our bookshelves in this corner. Like so. And we see these little particles that are going into the enchantment table. And that is a sign that, A, we've done it right, and B, it is absorbing the power of the knowledge, I suppose, and allowing us to get much stronger enchantments for our tools. Therein lies the problem. We need tools that we can enchant. I could enchant the multitude of iron pickaxes I have, but that seems like a bit of a waste, frankly. I think enchanting diamond tools would be a lot more valuable. And thus begs the question, which tool should I make first? Because I have so many pickaxes in my inventory, and because my pickaxe that is diamond has even a little bit more durability than my sword, I'm tempted to do the sword first. You know what? I think I will. Because I think a sword would probably be... I don't know, I think it might respond a little bit more... It might be more useful to us in the current moment for higher level enchantments, because who knows, it could make it super powerful. So let's go down there and trial this new configuration of our enchantment table, why don't we? Oh, yes, that's very much more powerful, wow. I believe the max we were getting before was 8, and now we're getting up to 14. I wonder if we can even get higher. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, looks like 14 is the maximum. So let's just try one, why don't we? Boom. There we go. Okay, we got sharpness 2 and knockback 1. Awesome. That seems like... Yeah, that's much more than sharpness 1. So that seems really good, actually. Of course, we'll keep this original diamond sword, but I guess we'll just have this new one alongside it. We should probably go to sleep, shouldn't we? I will take a quick nap after just a little bit of work we did, and then I think our next order of business is going to be to try and get that mining done. Because if we get it done faster, then that's less time taken up by mining and more time available for doing the actual goals I had set out for myself. Because mining was not one of them. I need more torches. So I think I may have to actually go down and sabotage some coal from my furnace array. Ooh. My screen went all kinds of crazy there for a second. Whatever the case, let's go down and grab some of the coal that we stashed away. And did I use one of these? I swear I remember using one of these in the previous episode. Maybe I didn't. I guess it must have been this one. We'll just steal all the coal from it because it already had less than 8. And then I will make as many torches as I dare. Yes, I remember now. I was smelting iron and gold at the tail end of the previous episode. But torches, right now, to me, are more important. So I will make some, and we will be off on our way. This mine has proven incredibly fruitful to us for the past several episodes. It seems to reliably give us all the things that we need, if in exchange for just a little bit of effort and exploration. Ow. My leg. Luckily, I don't think you can actually break your bones in this game and, not be able to move as quickly or what have you. So, we should be in the clear for that. Even when falling from great heights, it seems like all you do is lose your health. Wouldn't it be great if it was like that in real life? You can just, if you fall from a great height and you've dangerously injured yourself, you just eat a couple pork chops, sit around for a while, and all of a sudden, you're magically back up to normal. I'd imagine it come with a great lot of benefits, but, of course, it's not possible. The noises have already started. Wow. It's like the caves can sense when I'm here. Well, let's progress, why don't we? We are just trying to find new branches, I suppose, of this mine and see what they offer us in terms of resources. I think this was where we found our last diamonds. And I don't imagine there's going to be any further diamonds. At least not that I can see. Let's just be careful, make sure we don't run headfirst into lava. Oh, there's nothing even over here. Oops. I think what I want to try and do is try and find those big caves that we found in episode 10? I think it was 10 or 9. Whichever episode it was, we found very large caves that we did not get the chance to fully explore whatsoever. So, if we could find those and put some time into exploring them, I think that would be awesome. Now, I think it was this way. I don't quite recall exactly what direction it was this way. I just remember vaguely that it's this way. This looks correct. Yes, this is correct. So I guess we will go up through here. This all looks familiar. Ooh, boy, the monsters have already started. Wow, this sword is powerful. My goodness. It kills these skeletons in 2 hits. I didn't bring any building blocks, so we're going to have to gather some. Uh-oh. I'm being trailed right now. Charge. There we go. We're alright. Now, as before, I don't want to put too much of a focus into anything that isn't what we need. Wow, that's ominous and terrifying. The dark hallways in this game never cease to give me just a little bit of unease. I wonder if that's a shared feeling, or if that's just coming from me and my relatively small amount of experience. I don't know. Feel free to write a comment, because I love talking to everyone, responding to comments, reading them, finding new things that I didn't know. I take great enjoyment from it, and it's always super helpful. So, thank you as always. Now, last time we were here, it was positively brimming with monsters. This time it doesn't look like it's going to be as much of a threat. Oh no, I gotta sneeze. No. Sorry. I know that sneezing on camera is not the most flattering thing, but I at least didn't do it into the microphone. So, that's something. I don't see much here currently. Maybe there's something hiding from me up here. Now, I know I didn't bring my signs, and I know that that's going to come back to affect me later. Okay. Get out of here. There we go. Yeah, this is just a huge, huge network of caves and mine shafts and everything, really, that just seems to never stop. And... oh, hello. You seem... you're close to what I need, but not quite. Because I don't think you can do anything with emeralds besides giving them to villagers. And even then the villagers don't seem to want to have... even then the villagers don't seem to want to really give you anything for them. This looks like a prime sort of place to get totally lost. Oh boy. Have I been here? This cobblestone. I don't remember... oh, hello. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. Because I was like, this is definitely not a place I've been. How did that get placed here? Did I see something moving? Oh, it was a bat. Okay. Nothing to worry about. No monsters or weird, scary noise creatures or anything like that. Not even sure what that would entail, but... I don't know, something about the random noises that happen in this game just put me in a place of unrest. Not like super distressful, but just a little bit anxious. I will take some of this cobble that I got. Ooh, throw those fences, apparently. I will try. Hopefully there's just diamonds waiting around for me down here somewhere, because that would make this so much easier. Of course, I'm not seeing any so far. There's definitely plenty of lava and stuff of the sort. And creepers. Uh-oh. This could be dangerous. Okay. We're alright. Oh, my face is itchy. And there we go. We've actually run out of pork. Finally. It took however many episodes. It took 10 episodes, I think, but we finally managed to do it. We finally managed to run out of cooked pork chops. They lasted an astonishingly long time, but we finally ran them dry. Yeah, this doesn't look safe. Sorry, my face is not... my hair is not playing nice with me right now. I just washed it, and it's not cooperating. I don't see any diamonds still. These gemstones are, of course, proving themselves as elusive as they have a reputation of being. They are proving the fact that that is not a falsely earned reputation. Let me out. Let me up. Let me up. There we go. Oh, goodness. Okay. That was slightly startling. Creepers. Oh no. No. Get out of here. Okay. Trying not to jump into the spider webs and getting stuck. What? Okay. We're alright. I don't know how we're alright, but we are alright. Huh. For as big as this cave is, there doesn't seem to be a lot of resources in it that aren't... well, there are, but not ones that I am looking after. Or... yeah, you understand what I mean. Yeah. I just got done with a huge session of other stuff, so my apologies if I sound a bit tired or if I lapse in dialogue at times. It's just, I'm sorry. I've been doing a lot of things, and while the Minecraft series is very fun, it can also be very tiring. Hello, diamonds! Thank you for showing up precisely when I needed you to. Now, how many of you are there? It looks like just 3. Yep, just 3. But that is a perfect amount for a pickaxe. Oh. Hello. You doing the dance? That zombie was really, really grooving. I don't see much up here. I'm just trying to explore these while also being incredibly short on torches. I guess we can use the natural resources to our benefit by using redstone to light our way. Because I learned that if you hit it, you just hit it, you don't actually mine it, it leaves a little bit of a glow, which is, it can be very useful in situations like these where you have no light of your own and a dark passageway. So, thank goodness for that, really. There we go. I actually am not seeing much at all. Was this where I just was, or is this a different passageway? Hello. Oh, that goes up. Okay. I'll investigate that in a second, but there is a chest here. There's a lot of coal. Oh, we could use that, actually, to make some torches of our own. Just need to gather some of this wood hanging out on the ceilings. Of which there is plenty, so that won't be a problem. There we go. And then using that, I can make a full stack of 64. So our torch problem is, for the moment, quite sufficiently remedied. Which is good. I like that. I like having an abundance of resources which are both useful and... I don't know where that was going, really. I like having an abundance of useful resources. Because they're useful, of course. Oh, whoa. My mouse just went all over the place. What's through here? The gravel certainly has other ideas about me exploring it, so... I'll see what I can do to see through this. It doesn't look like there's much beyond this one path, which is where I just was. So... unfortunately, there's not much new in that direction. There's some emeralds. Take that. And that was all that was down here. There's also water above me. I wonder where this goes. Because it goes up into another part of the mine. We have been here, at least. If this leads me back to the big cave so I can... Hello. I'm glad I didn't look up any further than I did, because... You know what? Actually, I think I'm ready to fight you, because I have full diamond armor. So, I'm gonna hit you. There we go. Did you give me anything? No, you didn't. Well, that was lame, then. All this build-up to fight this big, tall, scary creature, and I get nothing for it. I'm sure they dropped something, but it's just I just didn't get it that time. There's some seeds, some bread, more snacks for the road. Yeah, there is a ton of iron down here. I know about that, but I don't need that much iron. I already have a good 2-3 stacks of it hanging out at our house, and for me, for now, that seems like a plenty of iron. At least for the resource, at least for the stuff I use it for, because I don't use it very much anymore. It's been replaced almost entirely by diamonds and other resources that just seem to prove themselves more useful. I suppose while we're hanging out in this cave, trying to navigate our way out, I can discuss some of the goals that I had for the episode in more specificity. One of the things I namely wanted to do was start construction of what I am deeming the wall, which, while ominous sounding, is, I don't know, fairly benign in nature. I'm just gonna construct a... Wow, that almost knocked me off the platform. I'm just gonna construct a big surrounding wall around all of our buildings and whatnot. Or at the very least, start. Is this... This looks... Yeah. Okay, this seems correct. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and construct a big fortification around all of our things, so we can well and truly seclude ourselves from the myriad of evil creatures that like to... Wait a minute. Hang on. Is this the other cave? This looks an awful lot like the other cave. I've clearly been here, but I don't recognize this at all. No, this is just, okay. It's just an alternative way out. Okay. I was like, how did I cross over into the other branch? I didn't. I just tricked myself into thinking that. Well, whatever the case. Yeah, about the wall. I just want to have a little bit more fortification against all the evil monsters that we're going to be encountering. And just make sure that we are totally safe, including myself, my animals, and my crops, and just all of my general possessions. I just want to keep those safe from any sort of roving threat. And I think that constructing a big fortification around everything will be a handy way to do that. Of course, it won't protect us from the scary noises, but that's okay. Because the scary noises, while startling sometimes, do not seem to be harmful to us. So, the main threat to our longevity and our resources at this point seems to be monsters. So if we can eliminate that threat, at least for our home base, then we will be fairly safe in our own personal constructive goals, and just in a little safe haven away from all of this chaos out here, which is rapidly approaching me. Ow. Okay. Let me just check. All right. So, I guess I'll take this moment while I'm running home to ask everyone how they're doing. I hope well, as always. I know I've been doing well. The past few days have been going fairly well. A little bit stressful, but most any day is really for me, so it's not too much of a bother. It just hit June, and I'm excited for the summer weather. Looking forward to it being more warm and less wet. It's been plenty wet here, which I was kind of surprised by this late in the year. Okay, I'm noticing a problem now. I don't have any wood. Literally no wood at all. Besides building blocks like slabs. I may have some wood in the fish house. Great. Let's deal with these monsters while we're here. Namely the skeleton that seems to want to have a long chat with us. This knockback is really noticeable. Wow, it just sends them flying away. Just try and get rid of all the monsters in my local quadrant. And then finally go to sleep. So we can think about going to get more trees and more than likely planting a couple. Because I know we have saplings. I know we have saplings sitting around somewhere. We have some oak saplings. And more oak saplings. Wow. We have a lot of oak. I swear I got spruce at some point. Yes, I did. There we go. So I will just plant a bunch of these just around in wherever they fit and wherever they look nice. Because we need wood, and having wood near to us will make the task of maintaining wood a lot easier, of course. Oh, hello. I didn't know about this. I didn't even know this was over here. Well, I'll find something to do with that later, if not just get rid of it. I don't know if that'll grow. I think it needs more room than that. I'll plant one over here. Why not? On this distant little plateau on the way to the fish house. I'll just plant as many trees as I can fit in here. So our grotto is reestablished. There we go. That should give us just a little bit more wood to play with, but for now I'm gonna have to go run off to the distant forest. It's not distant. I'm gonna have to run off over here and just grab some wood to very quickly turn into sticks. And I'll probably keep some planks lying around too, because they come in handy sometimes. The spider was jumping up a storm over here while I wasn't looking, but seems to have calmed down now. Are you chill? Alright. It nodded. That's good. That's good knowledge, at least. We know that the spider can understand us and has agreed that it's going to be chill, at least for now. Of course, we got betrayed earlier on, way earlier on, by the dancing spider. I don't know if the dancing spider family is still pursuing me for legal reasons, but I will keep my eyes out, and we should be all right. In any case, I have a brand new and very sharp sword that glows brightly in and of itself. So I think we will be fairly safe from any threats to our business or general well-being, especially after construction of the wall. Another thing I wanted to do was maybe more of a layout thing, just to make this place make a little bit more sense, or at the very least, look a little bit nicer aesthetically. I wanted to lay out some paths. Just some basic, not really interesting, but just very rudimentary and functional little paths or roads that I can lay out about this place. Of course, right now, and also as it expands. So I can have a very clear set direction to get to any one place. That's probably going to be one of our main goals for today, because the wall, of course, will be a huge project, and it will probably span across multiple episodes. In fact, I'm positive it will. There's our diamond pickaxe, and it looks like we have just enough levels to enchant it to 14. I didn't know where my enchantment table was at first. So let's see what we get. Okay, we got Fortune 1. I imagine that's a more valuable enchantment. So who knows? If that's any better than what I already had, which was Efficiency and Unbreaking 1, do let me know. If it's worse, let me know too, because I just want to know if I got totally ripped off there or not. I don't think I did. I have no idea though. So I don't know. I'm enjoying learning about all these things. We have more iron to add to our collection for a total of about 2.5 stacks so far. And I think now I have an idea. Because our old great diamond tools are just about to see their last working operation, I think we should honor their legacy by giving them a spot on our wall in the form of some item frames. I'll just make 2 of them for now because I don't want to waste any more sticks or leather than I have to. And I want to find a good place to put these, somewhere that they're visible, but also they don't look super out of place. I think right above this door frame is a good place for them. So I'll put the sword there, and the pickaxe there, and can we make them... I guess we'll have them face towards each other. There we go. Just a nice little, almost hunting lodge-esque decoration, like you would hang a rifle up on your wall, except in this case it's our tools of the trade, really. And we can replace them with these shiny new replacements that will serve us just as well, I imagine. Put all our junk away. And I think now we can actually start to get established, I think we can actually get started now on the goals I want to set. There was one more that I had yet to mention, but it was just a little side project I wanted to do because I thought it'd be cute. That little waterfall over there beneath our cow platform, which, now that I recall, I actually want to make those cows make more cows, if you understand. So I'm going to feed them all some handfuls of wheat, and that should produce some more cows that we can keep in here. And then we can just keep expanding the generations, and oh, look at it. It's so small. Oh, you're cute. I love you. There's so many of you now. And we get experience for it too. That's awesome. This is alright. I'm happy with that. We just have a new generation of farm animals to look after and to keep watch over us as we construct and survive our way through this world. Beneath this cow enclosure, there's this waterfall, and it runs through the cow enclosure, and I wanted to utilize this waterfall as a piece of decoration by making a little pond underneath the cow pen, right about where the waterfall spreads out, and just make a cute little decoration over there. That would probably be a very quick project, which would not take a lot of time at all. So I think we can actually probably put that one last in the set of priorities, because I want to get the actual constructive major projects started first. I think I want the paths that I have in mind to be made out of cobblestone, because I think that looks the most fitting. Of course, a slight problem with that is the fact that despite all of these episodes and minutes and days, really, that we've spent mining, we only have 21 cobblestone. So I think it's time to quarry out some more. I don't think I'll be going down into the mine to do it, or I suppose I could, because I don't want to damage the aesthetic, natural beauty of this mountain range, because I think it looks really nice. Of course, as we shape it more to our will and our whim, we will have the option to change it, but that's a huge project that's way further down the line. I think for now, to get some stone, we're just going to go down to here, where it's not going to be seen basically at all, except by us. And I will just gather as much as we need, which will end up being a huge amount. Because the more stone we have, the less we'll have to come down here, and the longer we'll be able to use it for other projects. And I think that in that same vein, the wall will also be made out of cobblestone. If I really wanted to make it look truly the way I wanted it to look, then I would build the whole thing out of something like stone bricks. But that is so much work, because just to get the stone bricks to build the basement that we built in the last episode, that was... I mean, you saw it. You saw the whole operation. It was like 30 full minutes of smelting and crafting and placing. And that's just for a small little room under the house. For a whole surrounding fortification around our entire region, that is not going to be a small operation at all. And if we make it out of stone bricks, we are going to be at it for like 20 episodes. Which I imagine some of our goals are going to persist through that amount of time, but I don't know if I want to get started on such long-term goals this early on. I think we should just focus in right now on the more attainable and reasonable goals that we can probably accomplish in about an episode. Of course, even if we build the wall out of just cobblestone, it's going to take more than an episode, but as opposed to 20, or thereabouts, it will probably take somewhere in the single digits, maybe like 3-4 episodes to get to the size that we need for now. And then as our base expands and our whole area with all of our structures and our resources and whatnot, as that grows, the wall will also have to grow, but as we make it expand, we can just break down the parts that we need. We can just break down the areas that need expansion, and then we will get all the stone back from that. So we won't lose those resources, or we won't have to go get as many more, because it will just feed back into itself. I think the main point of this whole tangent I'm going on is, while some of the goals we're setting are going to be super long-term and super resource-intensive, I don't want them to be that long-term and that resource-intensive in the current moment. Even if something like the wall seems that way, we're not putting as much effort and time into it as I could. but I think that that's okay for now. Sorry, just 1 second. My goodness, my hair is disobeying me right now. Give me 1 moment. I gotta take my headphones off. Brush it out of the way. There we go. Alright. No cut needed there. I was just backing away from the microphone for a little bit. The scary noises accompany my return. Does that signify the fact that I'm becoming some sort of evil villain? I choose not to think so, because I really haven't had anything to be villainous towards as of late. I don't know why I left that piece of iron, why I'm not just mining the whole thing out. Okay, I actually have quite a bit of stone for now. I think that should be enough to do what I want to do, for the paths at least, and for the outline of the wall. Because I don't have to build up the whole thing right now, of course. I can just build out a little line that scribes in the earth where I want it to be, and then later on we can get to building it layer by layer. So that's probably the goal for today, is just to outline the wall. Like outline its shape, its dimensions, its height, what have you. Okay, well this looks insane. Why is there such an opposition standing between me and my house? I don't know, maybe I'm being apprehended by the government or something. It seems like they're staying away from my actual house, though. They're just forming walls to prevent me from getting anywhere near it. Unfortunately for their plans, it didn't work. So, we live another day. Let's get started on these paths, why don't we? What? Hello? Why you... That's a full suit of armor you're wearing. Is that gold armor? Well, I want it. But you take a lot of hits. And you didn't drop anything. Great. Even with my super powerful new sword, that zombie did not succumb quickly at all. I think that was 5 hits? Alright, let's get started on this. Now, I've only left a 1-piece wide space outside of my doorway to get this done, but I think I want the path to actually be like 3 wide or even 4 wide. But considering the fact that a lot of the things I built are symmetrical to being 1 or 3 wide, I think I'm going to do 3. If it ends up not working out the way I want it to, I'll make it 4, but for this particular structure, having it expand out to 3, I think would make a little bit more sense. So I guess we'll just build a little tiny path up onto this main square, and then from this we can expand outward in all the directions we need to. Now, I probably want to make stairs on this, or I could also do slabs to make it more of a gentle gradient. I'll see what works better, but for now, let's just build it in the general direction of what we need. I think I want to path straight to our little eventual pond installation, so I will build that up right now. And I guess in this current moment, I will just build it with hard, steep gradients of a single block. And I'll fill in the structure later to make it work a little bit better. But I'm just getting the bare bone structure laid out for now. Oh, I could make this really symmetrical. This is 5 wide. This is 4 wide. If I make it 1 more, then I can make this 5. It's 3, 4, 5. And then I'll do... And that's probably about where it's going to be. I'll make it 5 long anyway, just for consistency's sake. And then, of course, we'll have to build in all under it and all that, but for now, the basic structure of it's laid out. Oh, and also having it 5 wide will enable me to build a path of 3 out of the side of it. Okay, this did actually work out fairly well. No, I want this side one lower, because we're so close to the farm entrance at this point that it wouldn't make sense to have it do a gradient down. I'm in a hole. Dang it. Well, it's easy enough to get out anyway. So let's just do this real quick. Build it as long as we please. Or as long as it needs to be until it reaches the farm entrance. Now, the problem with this one is that it is too wide, but I guess I could just do like... I could just make it symmetrical in that way when I get to the end of it. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Like this. Yeah, that works. I like that. That functions. Now, there's nothing currently over here. I mean, there kind of is. Yeah, I'll build it towards the cow enclosure. And then as we do this, we're going to have to terraform quite a bit. But it's nothing we're not used to. We terraformed plenty for things like the fish house and whatnot. And the basement. So... it's nothing we're not accustomed to, this work of altering the terrain, and really I think it's an essential element of what Minecraft is about. Just altering the entire world to your whim. Just want to make it look sort of natural so it doesn't stick out super hard. I don't know how far this is going to have to go around. I want at least a 1 block space. So in that case, that would be the end of it. So let's just make the terrain gradiate a little bit better into this. There we go. I still want it to be a little bit further back, so... yeah, that'll look better when the grass is back, but for now it just has to remain naked until it grows. Dig in this way, and this will head up eventually towards the cow enclosure. Yeah, we'll have to make it do a little bit of a wraparound, but that shouldn't be too hard. This sort of boring menial task is really the essence of all these building projects that I set out, because it's just how it ends up. If I set a constructive goal for myself, then it's going to end up being something like this. So we needed to go 3 up, and we don't have enough room for that right now, so we're going to have to build it back a little bit. Maybe 2? We'll try 2. Because this is where 5 would stop. Whoop, I don't even know what happened there. I guess we can make the gradation different depending on what we're leading up to. Oop, sorry about that. My mouse flew off the table. Yeah, I guess we could make it different depending on what it's going up to. But I think the bottom line is we need a platform right here that is 3 by 3. I'll see what I can do. The consistency about this is not going to be amazing, but I'll try my best to make it work. Oh, wait a minute. That actually works out really well if I do just blocks of 3. Okay. That's alright. It does look a little bit odd with the way the terrain is around it, but it's the best I can do, I think. So I'm just gonna roll with it for now. I'll do the stair and slab elements of this soon enough. And I guess for this, like, underground lake area, I'm just gonna block it up because it's just gonna be something I end up falling into anyway. So I might as well just hide it away for now and not worry about it until it comes into play eventually. Just make this look less jarring and unnatural. Do I attempting to fill in all the places where I didn't actually fill in the bottom. As I terraform with this area over here to make the little pond fixture, it will end up working out anyway. So I just need to make sure that this side looks a little bit better. I think that looks okay for now. That works well enough for me. This side is a little bit weird, but I don't really have a way to make it better. So let's make some slabs, why don't we? Now, we might have some lying around, but might is a very... Yeah, I really do not know, so we're just gonna have to make some. Probably a lot. We'll make as many as we can, which looks to be 24 with that amount, and then that leaves us a stack of cobble to do with what we need, which will end up being more path building. Probably the biggest path we're going to have to end up building is towards the fish house on the coastline. But that's no problem. I don't think there's anything over here besides the flower garden, but that doesn't really need a path leading to it. Yeah, I'll get this area over here done. Just make sure it works well enough. Can I make this any better? I guess that's a little better. I just don't want it touching the fences because the fence is like attached to it, and that looks weird to me. I'll see what I can do. But the paths we've built up so far, I'm liking. I like the look of them. I like how they are laid out. I like the structure. I like how they feel in this whole context. There is something else I want to do with them, though, and that was based on a little bit of inspiration I got from when we were hanging out at the villages. They had these little lamp posts or something similar with torches on them. Now, because we are rich with certain resources, I think we can actually end up replacing those... We can end up replacing the blocks on top that had torches on them with glowstone. And we can just place them at every corner and build up, I guess, that high. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'll just build them at every corner. Probably an inside corner, because that would make it consistent. Oops, that doesn't work. Oh no. That was total chaos. And of course I can't reach the top, so I gotta build up a little bit to place that there. Yeah, I'm liking how this is coming together. I suppose that could make this look a little bit better if I... I don't know. I don't think that quite works, but that corner with that dirt in that place works a little bit better. I guess I'll make this one a little bit taller, or I'll just make it stick up to the point where it is 3 high from this level, for consistency's sake. Yeah. Yeah, that works. I like that. That functions well enough. Oh. Hello, did you want to pay a visit to the new place? Well, I regret to inform you that it's not open to visitors right now. I want those to be on the same level, so I'm going to build this up one more. Please. There we go. That took a lot of attempts. Do I like the asymmetry? No. I can make this better. If I place dirt there... Oh, I just realized I totally forgot to put slabs here. There we go. That feels a little bit more correct. Maybe I could actually replace these little corner pieces in all parts of the path with cobblestone. So I could have a reasonable place for the lamps and also make it look correct. Oh, I actually have another idea that could work, but I'll see how I think this works to begin with. That would need to be, like, there. Yeah, that works. I like that. I've also run out of slabs, so I can't even do the idea that I had, but that's okay for now. Oh, I'm gonna end up needing more fences too, but luckily we did grab wood. I think I'll make this area right here our main, I guess, pavilion point. I'll make it where a bunch of lamps are, and it's like a central location that you can travel from, because eventually something's gonna be over there. But for now, nothing right now. I see why this doesn't look quite correct. Well, let me make this work. Why don't I? So it actually works consistency-wise. There we go. So this one ends up being one longer, I think? Yeah, it does, but that's all right. It doesn't stick out too much, so I'm not super bothered by it. I need to go get more fences. So let's craft a couple more, why don't we? Where is our wood? I know I grabbed some. Is it down here? Yes, it is. Now to make this stuff, we just need sticks. So I'll make a bunch of wood planks, and then make a bunch of sticks, and then... Whoops. I don't even know what I just did there. I think it just, like... I accidentally double-clicked. That was weird. I'll just distribute these in a similar fashion. There we go. That gives us 17, which should be plenty, really, for what I'm doing. I could also make like a cool little fixture sort of thing that goes in here, but that's a project for later, I think. Just for now, I want to get light and a little bit of aesthetic value to this place. Yeah, that works. I'm happy with that. The cow seems happy about it, so that's good. Yeah, I have ideas for how I want to make this look eventually, but it's going to require a lot more stone than what I currently have. So I'll jot that down. Actually, you know what? I could jot it down in-game. I remember I can do that because I have signs. We should dedicate a wall in the house to a to-do list. I guess we'll have a wall down here for that. Sure, this wall can be our to-do list, so I guess I'll have to label it as such. To-do list. There we go. And then our sign for now is... I guess I'll label it as episode 12, because that's this episode, and I'll use that to define what episode we set the goal in. Improve paths. Add. See, I want to add like siding, and I want to do it with slabs so that there's like a half block ridge around the whole pathway. So that way the center part makes a little bit more sense, and it all has a little bit more aesthetic value. And it would let me put lamps in a certain way that I think would look quite nice. Add slab edging. Add slab edge. There we go. And then we'll use this for any sort of future goals that we have, and when we're done with it, of course, we can just cross them out. Or take them down, really. Now, I realize immediately that we actually don't have enough cobblestone at all for the remainder of the path project. Let's go to sleep. We don't have enough, nearly at all to get down to the fish house, so we're going to have to go mine a little bit more. Nothing too much to worry about, just a little bit more, a little bit more work. Also, you like how I spent all the time building out that path network and then immediately didn't use it. I'll start using it soon enough. I just gotta get used to it. Because I guess my brain's gotten so used to just sprinting directly towards things that actually having a system in place will become a little bit more difficult. I suppose such a adjustment would also have to take place if you started driving, but you didn't start driving on roads, and then the moment you get on actual roads or streets or what have you, you're like, why are there so many rules, and why can't I just drive straight to where I need to be? Very strange hypothetical situation, but I suppose it could happen if you're raised in a certain area with a certain set of, like, terrain characteristics. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making these things up in my head. It happens at times. I'm sure that some sort of strange thought or, like, tangent will come out of the time we spend in this area mining stone. Because this, I imagine, is just going to continue happening. It'll just end up happening probably once every couple episodes, or hopefully not every episode, because I want to have different goals every episode. But I imagine this is going to be frequent. And because it's such a mindless, like, completely brainless task that I have to do, my mind is probably going to wander elsewhere. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be fun like that. Just make it a regular mining segment. Probably not, but I don't know. I'm just talking. I don't know how much stone we're going to end up needing, but probably quite a bit. You know what? I should just really put torches up on these walls, because I'm not going to mine up there. And I already had an idea like that over here. And since I'm not mining up there, they won't get broken, so I don't have to deal with replacing them every once in a while, which I had been doing. So let's just keep doing this until we get enough stone. We're probably going to need about the same amount that we just had, because the amount we just had was about enough to do the main short paths from the house to all the nearby things. But we need a lot more to get out to the much further location of the fish house, which I have not paid a visit to in some time. I really should be spending more time fishing, because that would give me consistent food, really. But the farm has really provided me with all the stuff I need, and I've been eating on this bread for a while too, so food hasn't really been a concern in the series. I'm sure you could tell by the way we quite literally just ran out of our cooked pork chops that we made in episode either 2 or 3, way back in the super early days when we didn't even have this house or this area. We were living in a hut out the side of a mountain. Not super long ago. Well, okay. Episode 1 was a very long time ago, because there was a extreme gap in between episodes 1, 2, and 3. And that's my fault, of course. I apologize, because from the beginning I wanted to make this series happen every week, but serious, like, stuff that... serious amounts of things that happened in between, just like work or whatever, or school, totally prevented me from making that series doable every week. Or maybe it was just like a lack of almost desire to start. I find the hardest thing about doing tasks, whether it be for work or school or this game, or just any game really, is starting them. I find the hardest part is just actually sitting down and going, okay, I'm going to do this, and starting to do it. Because once you start, it never ends up being that annoying or that much of a problem. It's just actually getting to the point of starting. Oops, I did not mean to dig that one out, but it's okay. We can replace it. Now, I don't think these trees are going to be permanent, but I think the best routing we can possibly do will end up being just a couple straight shot 90-degree turns from there down to here. So it's looking like, I know this is the middle of the path I need to build to get to the final turn. So maybe here. We'll set that as our middle point. Planning this out seems like a good idea. Hopefully this doesn't intersect the flower garden. It very much does. Okay. Well, let's set the middle point, I don't know, here somewhere. And then if that's about the end, we will set the middle point for that. Here. Okay. So we'll say that those are the goal points. We'll say that those are the final points we're going to achieve for building out this path in this direction. So that should place the end of the path here, which works out. And I think for this one, we're going to build in a similar style to the cow enclosure over there, which will end up being blocks of 3s. Right about here. Whoa, I got stuck. Sorry about that. Sometimes it likes to do that, and it makes the screen go a little bit crazy. So, my apologies if that caused any issues to anyone. I hope not. Actually, no, I could make this even better if I expanded, if I made it go a little bit this way, like 2 blocks, I think. Whoops. If I made it go like this and then start going up, because then it would actually work out to be a kind of perfect symmetrically where it's going to be 3 of these risers and then it'll go up to my endpoint. Which I like. I like satisfying symmetry. And that should make this work out lovely. Awesome. Now this one could actually work better with the 5. So I think we'll start with a 3x5 up here. And then start building down in a similar fashion. Whoops, I did not mean to put that there. I'll just put a block of dirt there for now because it's probably better to do it immediately than to forget about it. Now, these trees are a little bit in the way, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem because I can just get rid of them. In fact, this one I think I'm going to get rid of right now because it is very much directly in our way. It looks like it's a straight shot there. Yeah, so the middle of this needs to be here. And it should be like that. And then this should genuinely just be a straight shot. I guess I could make it go down 1 and then just do the entire path on this level, which is pretty easy actually because half of it's already dug out for us. So let's just continue building in this fashion until we reach the next goal point. Of course, building up the terrain is going to be a bit of a task, but nothing we haven't done. We've been doing it half the episode, essentially. There we go. And the goal point actually ends up being on the same level. Hello. You just grew in, like, directly in front of my way. And I planted another sapling behind you, too. Okay, well, I may have to get rid of this sapling. I'm going to. Oh, yeah, it comes back. We're all right. No plant destruction this episode, at least not anymore. It definitely looks like I actually don't have enough stone. So I will have to end up getting more. Let's just make this work, and then get to take our last stack of cobblestone. And hopefully this ends up being enough for this part. There we go. And that is that part done. Now it's just the last part. The last part's probably going to be the most difficult to figure out because our goal point is going to end up being, it looks like here. It's gonna have to be on this level too. So we're gonna have to dig out a lot of dirt and figure out what the best size of gradation is. I don't know. I'll just start by seeing how far it is generally. It's far, so we could just do a really long path on the same level and then make it do a steeper gradient down to the last part, like we had at the opposite of the cow enclosure part, but same idea of straight path, then steep gradient. Should work out. Of course, to make it work out, we are going to have to get more stone. And then light this place up, which that shouldn't be too bad, but it's all just parts of the process, and the process will finish eventually, but we're still knee-deep in it for now. Just check the time. That looks about right, about what I expected. So we have just a little bit left in the episode, and as a result of that, we actually probably will not end up having... Sorry, Spider. I saw you were just chilling, and I totally forgot about that. Well, now the dancing spider family is definitely going to come after me. It looks like as a result of all this path building, and hello, are you all right? Yeah, you don't seem bothered. Don't tell that spider about what I just did. Don't let him know. Hello, I'm gonna run past you. As a result of all this path building we've been doing, and all this mining, and all the other things that we've been doing throughout the episode, it looks like I will not actually be able to start construction of the wall. Which is unfortunate, just a bit. I would have liked to have gotten that part started. I mean, given that that was my main set goal for the episode that I talked about for a lot of the duration of it, it does disappoint me slightly to realize the fact that we're running out of time before I even got to it. But whatever the case, we have plenty of episodes left. We have plenty of time left to actually get that started. I say plenty of episodes as if I have set a finite amount that I'm going to go to. I don't have a finite amount. I mean, reaching something like 100 would be amazing. I would love that. But am I going to stop at 100? Probably not. Because if I made it to 100, then like why would I stop? So, we're just going to keep this going. As long as I want to, really. So, look forward to as many episodes as you can count. I'm just gonna get just the bare minimum amount of stone, really. I don't need a colossal amount. I just need enough to get this part done. And then, I actually need to investigate the goals that I set for myself because I don't recall what they were at all, and I need to look at them again. What are you? Ah, yes. I'm now realizing that we have only managed to... Well, we haven't even managed to finish this goal yet of building the paths. And, of course, it's still not finished, as you can tell from my to-do list. But I had set quite a few goals for today, all of which I listed to you, and it looks like by the end of this episode, we're only going to have been able to do 2 of them. The paths and the enchantments. Those were 2 of the goals I had set for today. The other 2 being the beginning of the wall and the little pond fixture. I just don't think I'll end up having time for, but I will preserve those goals for next episode, so look forward to that. When the next episode comes out, expect a very nice decorative pond and the framework of a fortification. Something to look forward to. But for this episode, we just tried our best to get some of these goals done, and they're pretty close to being done at this point. I mean, one of them is totally, which was the tools. But this one is going to take a little bit more time. Nothing insane. I'll have to take down these trees that are directly in my way again. But right now, we're just focusing on this path. This should hopefully be enough stone to actually get us to the end of this, and then we should have enough left over to do some slab work. I guess I'm just gonna have to fill in this whole part underneath it with dirt. I will make this look more natural very soon, but for now, I just need to get it down there. Hang on a minute. Uh-oh. Well, looks like I didn't quite make it the level of symmetry that I wanted, but that's okay, because we can just move it one over to be right there. Oops, that's not the marking block. Right there. And it'll still end up working out. So it's no big deal. And then I guess we will just build a platform right here, a 3x3, to keep consistent with the cow enclosure platform. And just build up in threes until we reach the level we need to. All this planning, it ends up working out a lot better than not planning at all. Funny how that works. Just get this done. Of course, we're going to intrude on this cave that I ran into previously, but that shouldn't be an issue. I mean, it won't be an issue because I have a remarkable power called ignorance. And I can just pretend that this cave doesn't exist by building over it and covering it up and never looking at it again. And that is a really powerful thing. Dig up, dig up, dig up. Get this in. And then this should be... Looks like we're going to have to do 2 more gradations. Yes. Shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, we're going to have plenty of room for that. And then boom, 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 boom. Cool, cool, cool. And then I'm going to make a little bit of a path down here, just like with a slab. Speaking of slabs, there might actually be a crafting table. There is. There is a crafting table in here. I didn't put anything in these chests. Now it's just a bunch of slabs, actually. So I'm just going to make a ton of slabs. That will probably end up being enough. I don't think I'll need this many, but I don't know. Anything is possible at this rate, is all I'll say. Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. Well, I want this to be symmetrical, so I'm going to have to do something a little bit evil, which I'm not super excited about, but it'll be okay. I'm just going to have to push all of these back 1 block. It'll be okay. It's just a little bit more work, nothing horrible. I just wanted to have symmetry with the fish house because I like the symmetry more than I like it being easy. That ends up sounding a little bit masochistic the way I put it in that phrase, but I don't know. I just like it working out, and whatever steps of the process I have to take to make that work, it'll be okay. And now, theoretically, if I do these slabs, it should end up working out just fine. So now that has a gradation down, and it goes down to here, and there's a full 3x3 down here. And that works out perfectly. There we go. Of course, the walls surrounding it don't look natural at all, but it's nothing I can't fix, and I am very willing to fix it. Yeah, just terraforming is the last real vital step of this process, and we're gonna get it done. Make this work. And that should be all the major, like, actual structural path building stuff we have to do for this path. It's just terraforming and placing lamps, and then we should be just about done. Placing lamps is going to take place on corners. So there's going to be one there. This is going to have to be totally transformed. But it should be okay. Just try and make it so there's no, like, harsh square edges. And that should be alright. And then this whole area over here is really just kind of... It just doesn't work with anything at all. So I think I'm going to just totally get rid of it. Because it just doesn't fit. Let me... Okay. We'll get rid of this thing. Because it just juts out and doesn't really look good. Yeah, I'll have to fill in this whole area, but luckily, we have the dirt to do it. So it will not be that much of a problem. Of course, it will be a problem if we approach it from the other side, but we're never going to do that, are we? Let's just fill this up, pretend it never happened, and move on. I just like it to look natural, even though it's very clearly terraformed. I mean, you're watching me terraform it, so there's no real point in doing this, but I take enjoyment out of it. So I'm going to do it. Okay, this still just doesn't quite look right, but if we work at it hard enough, it'll feel slightly better. It's just this hard cut wall that doesn't really work as well for me. Yeah, besides this part, which I still need to fix. And that should be fairly easy. Just make sure that this all works out. And I'm seriously starving from that. But that's most all the terraforming work done, actually. Then we can place a lamp here. And then, yeah, there's just not a lot of light over here at all, so I'm just going to do some rudimentary torch work, like we did with the area under the cow enclosure, just to make sure that no monsters find their way over here, or decide that this is a good place to just hang out. Well, sounds like someone had other ideas. It's okay, though. We have a sword. Please leave the domain. This is a construction project. No entry for civilians. I'll just do that torch work for this whole pathway because it's going to be needed. I'll try and keep the torches away from where the lamps are. But other than that, where's my skin? Where did my skin go? I must have done something. I don't know. I'll fix that by next episode, but I guess my skin decided that it didn't want to be with us this time. That's okay. I'll fix it next time, I promise. That's kind of dumb. Whatever. It's nothing absolutely horrible. It literally doesn't affect gameplay at all. I just like my skin is all. So, Look forward to it for next episode, but for now, we're running with what we have, and that's what we have. So, it'll be okay. We need a lamp here, and a lamp here, and a lamp here. And that should actually end up being all the lamps that we need. This terraforming does still need development. And we'll just get this done real quick, because it should just be a straight path line. Uh-oh. Okay, you are more of a problem. Luckily, my knockback swats you far away, so you don't even have a chance to think about exploding. Need a little bit more dirt. Just try and build this out so it doesn't look too out of place. I swear I just saw something walking towards me. I might just be going crazy. Must be the mining. Other than this, which I can pretty easily solve, I think that's actually all the terraforming and path building. Now it's just lamps, for which I need fences, which I'm fairly certain I stuffed somewhere. Here. And the little bit of glowstone, this should hopefully be enough. I hope it's enough glowstone. If it isn't, well, that's another goal. Come on. Where's my dirt? I need building dirt. It just doesn't seem to want to let me place this piece of glowstone. There we go. That was remarkably difficult, but it was okay. Because we got it in the end. There's a fly flying around me right now. Just trying to ignore it. Make this all look nice. Oh, we might not actually have enough fences. It looks like we might just have barely enough glowstone, though. Like, seriously, this might be perfect. We don't have enough fences, though. I think we're going to end up being a single fence short. Oh, we are. We are totally going to be a single fence short. Oh, no. Do I have... Okay, good, I have logs. Alright, terraforming over here also needs to happen, but I can do that very quickly. Just make some super quick sticks so we can have just 2 more fences. That's all we need for this final lamp, which a pig has decided to stick its head into, but there we go. Perfect amount of glowstone for it. And now it's just this building up this side part to make it look a little bit better, which wasn't hard at all, actually. Yeah, I think that'll end up working out. And then I think that actually concludes this section of the bridge building. Well, okay, almost. And with that section concluded, we will be able to conclude the episode as a whole. Yeah, I think we've done it. I think we have actually done the path building goal, and it's fairly finished. I mean, there's a little bit of decoration I want to do, but other than that, I'm happy with it. I'll go to bed, assuming there's not a monster nearby to disrupt that plan too, and then organize my things, or not organize, just throw them in a chest and forget about them. All of these things that I just don't even care about because I have so many of them. And with that, I think that we can actually say that we're pretty much done for this episode. With just a lot more structure stuff done, looking quite a bit more built up around here. It just looks more composed, I suppose, with nice glowstone lamps, pathways to all of our major structures. The mine is something I could build a pathway to, but that's even longer of an effort than the fish house, so I think for now, we're just going to leave that be. But I think that we can call it there. Awesome. All right. Well, I'd like to thank everyone very much for watching and continuing to support the series as a whole. The last few episodes have been getting tremendous support. I was kind of honestly shocked at the amount of support that the previous episode has gotten, and I love to see all the supportive and constructive comments that people are giving to give me both advice and just general feedback on how they're enjoying the series and the way I'm progressing through it, which is awesome to see, and I thank everyone for their help and their support. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, consider hitting the like button, or maybe even hitting the subscribe button on my channel if you want to catch some future episodes. And I think that that's about it for this session. Well, thank you very much, and as always, goodbye.